Hello everybody, what is up? Mikey here, Panzernator here, and today I am bringing you a guide on how to form Gran Colombia, one of the new formable nations with the 1.5 update and Waking the Tiger. So we're going to select Venezuela, and I'll briefly mention why in just a moment. Okay, when the game loads, so that should be good. So going over it quickly, let me just get a couple things. Yeah, oh, that's good. Okay, so what you have to do, so to form Gran Colombia, you must start as either Panama, Venezuela, Colombia, Peru. I'm just clicking the wrong ones. Panama, Venezuela, Colombia, Peru, or Ecuador. And what you need is you need all of Venezuela, all of Colombia, all of Ecuador, Panama, which, you know, it's a one-state country, so you need all of Panama. Well, I guess technically not the Panama Canal. And you need two states from Peru, Pastaza and Loreto. See, I apologize if I butcher this pronunciation, because I know that's probably exactly what's going to happen. So, the Panama, not in a good spot. You don't have any divisions. You have one military faction. You're democratic. Colombia, more divisions, but you're democratic. Ecuador, one division, democratic. Peru, you are fascist, kind of on the edge though, and a couple divisions. But and then you have Venezuela, which is who I want to go for. Who I'm going to do this as. You don't start off with that much going, but you're fascist, and you need all of Venezuela. So I would recommend probably, I'm going to do it as Venezuela. The next easiest country is probably going to be Peru. Flipping to fascist is doable, but time is of the essence. So I'm going to show you real quick whenever I cut away from this. A failed attempt, it took me 2 tries, where America took Pax Americana and could intervene in wars, and then invaded me, and then I died. So just sit tight. We're gonna go through that. I'm gonna stay with you commentating. This is me live right now, but you know, I'm gonna cut off this recording, start a new one, do a time lapse and voice over it, because it took about an hour of game time roughly, between the 2 tries, more than that. But without further ado, let's get to it. Conquering the nations of Colombia, Ecuador, Panama, and most of Peru. We'll see if we can get these states and we can declare or set war with them, or it might be easier just to capitulate them depending on how the war shapes out. But anyways, stay tuned and let's get to it. So here we are, and we have the clip where America absolutely and utterly embarrasses me. So right now I've at this point in the game, well, there's a notification. I took over Ecuador and Colombia, and America took their Pax Americana focus, which allows them to intervene in foreign wars. And I have not yet declared war on Panama or Peru. And for this formable nation, this really is your roadblock. This is the timer you're trying to beat. You're trying to be in a war with all the nations you need to be in a war with, and preferably have won them. In my actually successful run, America got it while I was still at war, and I'm not sure if they could have intervened in the war or not. So right now I'm just playing or whatever, trying to justify my war goals, trying to maybe make it happen quickly, getting some advisors and all that, and waiting to justify my war goals on Peru and Panama. And well, here we go. I asked to declare war, and this is America asking me to back down. I say no. They declare war. I join the Axis, and that doesn't help anything at all. So this is just me navigating, joining the faction, not getting called into their wars, because I don't want the UK to invade me via land. I want to force America to make a naval landing, which of course I'm not at all prepared for. You should guard your ports, but I don't exactly have the manpower to do that, and yeah, that would probably go over quite poorly. So I'm trying to push through Panama, not Panama, well, Panama and Peru, and it's just a pain. It's all jungle and mountains, which is not great. You'll see that in the next, in the actual successful clip, where I kind of talk about how to do this correctly. But this is just more, just let's laugh at my failures, and so I think, oh, everything's going just fine, and just looking around, seeing if I'm gonna get help, trying to not get caught into wars, and there it is. That's the beginning of the end. I'm not even at war with Panama yet, so try and send those troopers in, but they won't take the railroads for whatever reason. And another one, and well, yeah. So one of the problems I was having, not that it would have mattered, but my war screen wasn't opening whenever I clicked on the icon. So yep, America's just unstoppable. My troops can't exactly pull out of Peru, and it's just a matter of time. Sooner or later, the Americans just show up, and I'm. So yeah, I'm dead. So here we go with the regular playthrough, the one that actually worked. So what I shot for in terms of army composition was a full army of 24 divisions of 7-2 infantry. For those of you who haven't seen my division guide or aren't familiar with General Hearts of Iron division design, 7-2 means 7 infantry battalions and 2 artillery battalions. And once I got my production of artillery up a little bit, or at a surplus, I also added some support artillery just to give even more bonus as a soft attack. The nations you're attacking, so Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Panama, they don't have anything particularly interesting in terms of military. There's some semblance of an air force, but it's nothing that's going to stop you. So doing that, the national focuses I am focusing on, lots of focusing going on, are the industrial ones and the fascist path and the generic focus tree, which is which the main thing you're looking for in there is the ones that give you more manpower. Now, in this little time lapse, in my playthrough, about an hour condensed into about a little under 10 minutes or whatever it is, I went the industrial ones first to get the extra research slot, and then the manpower ones, noticing how long mobilization takes, and how you're basically racing against the Pax Americana focus. Luckily, the AI isn't beelining it in multiplayer. You're not going to want to do this without help if there's a player America, because they will be able to counter you pretty easily. So I would probably, if I were to do this again, do it more efficiently, go for the manpower ones and then the industrial ones. I didn't seem to have a problem with equipment. I tended to have problems with manpower. So Justified on Colombia, declared war even though I wasn't ready to attack. Even did some drilling with my troops, although that's not necessary. I mean, it would be helpful if you didn't have to rush them out, but I just did. So had the mutinous army events. Those are quite interesting. Basically, there's some debuffs until you can give a speech to motivate your people. But while I'm invading Colombia, I get the political power necessary and start justifying on Ecuador, Peru, and Panama as soon as possible. Now, of course, because of these mutinous army events, I go into negative political power, and the justifications take a little bit longer. So the whole Pax Americana thing is basically a ticking time bomb, but I do end up getting in barely past it. Again, this just from this one playthrough, it appears that as long as you've already declared the war, America won't intervene. So if you declare the war on one day and then the very next day they get Pax Americana, they can't intervene. So you just want to, even if you're not on their border ready to attack them one at a time, declare war, because they don't join a faction. These miners, they don't form a faction. And so it's one at a time. So whenever you invade Colombia, as they've already capitulated, I declared war in Ecuador before I was done with the war with Colombia, and Ecuador's troops couldn't move in to help Colombia. So they're isolated one at a time. There goes Ecuador. And Peru, well, we're waiting to declare war on them. And I think Panama is going to be the one that takes the longest. However, their one division starts on the other side of the canal. So if you just put one soldier, one division on their border and just march them into Panama City, they will capitulate. So fighting Peru, this is the hardest part because the jungles and the hills, they put up a pretty good defense. Again, you only need those 2 states from Peru, but they take quite a while to get because, well, the Peruvian army is just massively stationed there. However, this did provide a weakness. As you will soon be able to see, I was able to push through to Lima, and then their victory point just south of Lima, make them capitulate, and then, that on top of Panama falling was all I needed to get the territory I needed. So again, the whole thing with this is just make sure you don't need an amazing army. Again, just infantry battalions and artillery with some supported artillery is going to be more than enough. I went Grand Battle Plan Doctrine. That might not be the best case. I think superior firepower you might also be able to get away with, but I just picked Grand Battle Plan for the planning bonus, and was able to defeat Peru eventually. Again, as long as you're at war before America starts, before America does anything too crazy, you should be all right. And luckily in this game, the Axis were making enough noise that America was distracted with them anyway. So here you go. Yeah, you can kind of see me marching down, and we are going to capitulate them very shortly. So I'll be back in just a second. All right, everybody, we are back, and that was interesting. A little more difficult. The terrain here is just rough, and that's probably gonna be the hardest thing to overcome. And I'm sure, as you could tell, as old me or new me or whatever, this is live Panzer, overcome Panzer or whatever I'm gonna call myself. The Peruvian divisions here, Peruvian army, just would not let me take these 2 provinces, so I kind of just, cheatsy got him taken over, and we got everything we need. Luckily, Panama was a cakewalk. So now we have all the necessary locations. We have Pastaza, we have Loreto, we have Panama, we have all Ecuadorian states, all Colombian states, and all Venezuelan states. Let's proclaim the Bolivar Empire. This is, just the fastest version of Gran Colombia. And here we go. Let's read this. Having retaken all of the lands belonging to the old Gran Colombia, the Venezuelan government has now begun increasing moves towards integration of the newly conquered territories. As a result, in an attempt to rally the people behind the state, there has been an increase in pan-nationalist propaganda with clear support from the government. Venezuelan officials have repeatedly stated that their belief that all of northern South America should look at their shared history and use that kinship as a foundation for a unified state. Now, the Venezuelan government has taken one step further and proclaimed the revival of Bolivar's legacy, renaming the country to the Bolivar Empire. The dream of Latin America, united in Latin America, awaits. So now, we actually have manpower, which is quite nice. And in addition to that, we have corps on the Panama Canal and British Guiana. Nothing else as far as I can tell. We still have all of these countries, and yeah, they're foreign claims, but that's fine. And yeah, so now it is up to you what you want to do from here, or why you would want to form Gran Colombia. I think what you would probably have the most impact on world politics would be joining the Axis, or whoever's fighting America, and taking away the Panama Canal. And you do get a decision. Well, you don't see it right now. If I unpause, does it show up? If you own the Panama Canal, you have a decision to blow the Panama Canal, and I think you get a decision to rebuild it. If someone forms the United States of Central America, that'd be interesting. But now you're gonna hurt a little industrially. Not that much you can do. But hey, you want to be a big player in South America, Gran Colombia is for you. Again, I see this being most interesting in multiplayer games, or just helping out the Axis by denying America the Panama Canal. So let me know what you think. I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. Let me know what you're going to do as Gran Colombia. Let me know what country you're going to try it as. Of course, as shown here, I think Venezuela is the best one to go with. So that is all. You know, you have the Galapagos Islands. It's a natural wonder in Civ 6. So get some extra science, but of course that's all joking. So yeah, you have a lot of cores. You got some manpower now. You can better affect the world stage than you can as any of these nations individually. So this is it for this guide on how to form Gran Colombia. Hope it was helpful for you. And again, any questions I will try and answer. But thank you all so much for watching. If you've not done so already, or you are new to the channel, please leave a like, consider subscribing to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and checking out my Patreon page. Thank you all so much for watching. Until the next one, this is Mikey, Panzernator, signing out. See ya, nerds!